Hello and thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Bite-Sized Cybercrime, the podcast where we discuss cybercrimes and cybersecurity news. This week we'll be talking about a potentially huge Instagram data breach that leaves 17.5 million users at risk. Instagram is one of the most popular social media platforms and probably needs no introduction. Still, they boast 2 billion active monthly users and have always been a target for phishing and account takeovers. If you've been on Instagram for a while, I'm sure you've had at least one message from one of your Instagram friends that contained a suspicious link. I've gotten quite a few of these before. Instagram users may see messages in their inbox, their email inbox, not their Instagram one, regarding a password reset. This is normal if you are resetting your password. If you're not, though, well, your account is likely being under attack in some form. These emails started being received January 10th, 2026, and according to Malwarebytes, some of the data is already circulating on the dark web. Researchers found a sensitive database on the hacking forum breach forums, which itself has just had the data of its users exposed over the weekend as well. Around 17.5 million users are in this dataset, and it contains usernames, physical addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, and some other less important data that's already public on your Instagram account. An address I would like to note is not something that's standard for all users, but for payment processing, as yes, you can buy some things through Instagram, and business profiles, you do need to enter this information. Even though physical addresses are included, thankfully there doesn't seem to be too much else that's very sensitive. And by that, I mean there doesn't seem to be payment information, social security numbers, or anything that can be used to steal your identity in real life. Impersonate you in some other ways, though? Maybe. The data seems like it was scraped via an unsecured API. Basically, some programming interface was left open for anyone aware of it to use, and a hacker did this and collected as much data as they could about different Instagram users. The good news is that if you've been receiving any emails that Instagram has been requested to reset your password, well, the hackers aren't really having any luck getting into your account. But you should be on the lookout for any phishing emails as well, as attackers will probably try to compromise your email to get into your account and reset your password that way. Don't go to reset the password, just delete the email and move on. If you ignore the message, your password will not be changed, and you really don't have anything to worry about. If the hacker is trying to change your password, it means they can't get in to begin with. One thing I recommend for every single account you care about is multi-factor authentication. Authentication factors are something you know, like a password, something you are, like a biometric fingerprint scan, something you have, like your phone or a one-time code. Multi-factor authentication is requiring more than one of these factors to log in. A password or something you know is a standard first authentication method, and a standard second one tends to be the biometric factor, or more commonly, something you have, which is those one-time codes. I have multi-factor authentication set up on all the accounts that I allow for it. My bank account even requires 3 authentication factors to get into just to be safe. Even if the hacker guesses your password correctly, if they don't have the second factor, they will be completely out of luck for logging in. Though you won't have to worry about identity theft here as well, you should still be aware of phishing emails, as I've said, but there's another threat. SIM swapping attacks, because phone numbers are involved in this breach. A SIM swapping attack is when a hacker calls your mobile carrier and convinces them to switch your SIM card on your phone to their phone. This would make them able to receive all of your texts and calls, including multi-factor authentication codes if you are using multi-authentication via SMS text message. This tends to be the most common way people set this up because chances are, if you have an account for Instagram, you have a phone. I do not know many people who use it in the browser, I will say. I've tried, it's not a good experience. Oftentimes, your code for MFA is texted to you because of this. I am of the idea that weak MFA is way, way better than no MFA, but if you want to be extra safe, I highly recommend, instead of using SMS to receive your codes, set up a third-party authenticator app instead, like Microsoft Authenticator, Google Authenticator, Authy, or Duo are the most popular ones. I personally use Authy, but all of them are fine. Basically, your authentication codes, instead of going to your text message, which can be intercepted in some ways, or the hacker can use a SIM swapping attack to receive that instead. These are completely locally stored on your device and cannot be compromised. Even if you log into Google Authenticator on a different device somehow, you're not going to just get your codes automatically. You need to verify that the device is yours, and this is precisely so hackers cannot compromise your Gmail account and just log into Google Authenticator on one of their devices. There's extra security steps there. Typically within these apps, you'll basically just have a code that rotates every maybe minute or so, and you just have to enter it in anytime you log in somewhere. It's pretty simple to use. Not every app supports this, and I don't think Instagram does, but for my Gmail accounts, I also have my phone basically set up as an authenticator device. Basically, when I log into an account, notification is sent directly to my phone, not via a text message, but just a regular device notification, and it will give me a notification that someone's trying to log into my account. If it's me, I hit, yep, that's me. And then instead of a rotating code, it will show a number on the screen I'm trying to log into, and then my phone will give me a list of maybe 3 to 5 different numbers, and I have to select the right one. I actually think this is my favorite method of implementing multi-factor authentication. The number matching is a lot easier to do than entering the code. Sometimes you are like midway through the code and forget it. Either way, that's another option. I would especially recommend it for securing things like email, because email is going to contain all your incredibly important information. That is what hackers are going to want to hijack the most. So why are Instagram accounts being hijacked anyways? Well, there's a lot of scams you can run on Instagram and a lot of different ways to target people. Crypto scams are pretty common, where you can DM people about different cryptocurrency schemes to steal crypto from their wallets. You can hijack more accounts. Sometimes these accounts are sold as bots, and those bots can do things like and interact with posts to boost your engagement in the algorithm. There's quite a few reasons you may compromise an Instagram account. Thank you to Forbes, Malwarebytes, Cyberpress, and Security Affairs for reporting on this data breach. And of course, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Bite-Sized Cybercrime, and until next time, stay secure.